Hi, my name is Ben Kidney. I'm the Head of Digital Engagement at AWS Australia and New Zealand. I hope you're having an AWS Awesome Summit 2022. It's my privilege to speak with you today on how AWS can support you in harnessing first-party data to unlock customer innovation. Today, I'll be sharing the opportunities and benefits of creating a first-party data platform to unlock customer experience, business, and technology benefits. However, it's also worth noting the macro environmental factors that are accelerating the need for companies to become proficient in collecting, storing, organising, processing, and discerning insight and actioning first-party data. Firstly, the deprecation of third-party cookies. Organisations will find it increasingly difficult to utilise indirect methods in order to understand and target customers and prospects. Stringent privacy regulations from policies like the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR. There are now 133 countries that have general data protection laws. Changes in operating systems, browsers, and device identifiers will make it more difficult for social and media platforms to deliver or sell personalisation to advertisers. And most importantly, consumer sentiment. There is an increased awareness and growing dissatisfaction with how personal data is being used. In a recent iOS update, when given the option and ability to switch off app data tracking, 96% of users did so. It should go without saying, AWS welcomes regulatory changes that protect customer privacy and data. Way back in March 2018, AWS announced that all AWS services and features comply with GDPR. Amazon and AWS believe that consumer data should always be used ethically and in a way that provides a benefit to that consumer. These changes will disrupt the discipline of marketing more than any event in the past 2 decades, really since digital marketing began. Organisations will find it increasingly difficult to utilise indirect methods in order to achieve audience insights. If we look at a very simplistic marketing journey with different stages of the customer journey across purchase behaviour, for example, audience awareness at the top of the funnel, followed by education, consideration, then purchase, and finally, post-purchase advocacy, where satisfied customers write positive reviews and recommend your products and services to their networks. Third-party and indirect methods of data can immediately provide marketers, digital advertisers, and advertising exchanges with the ability to track users between websites and display more relevant advertisements and communications. This has been particularly effective in the awareness stages of our marketing funnel. However, to be straightforward, in many instances, the use of indirect data to target users has been a shortcut to purchasing relevance, and I propose that in the majority of situations, it does not provide a better user experience or user value. A way that I'm choosing to view these changes is an opportunity for companies and brands to return to the fundamentals of deeply understanding their customers, delivering value by more effectively understanding their context and their need state. When organisations get this right, they transcend advertising or digital communications and begin to deliver value to consumers wherever they want to engage, whether that's on web, app, through customer relationship management, or even a physical environment. Furthermore, you begin to deliver new and incremental value to your customers via the creation of not just digital experiences or messaging, but products and services. Now, the concept of a connected customer 360 view is often spoken about, however rarely achieved. Let's look at this flywheel that demonstrates the components and the far-reaching benefits of a customer 360. The first and the most fundamental of our customer 360 flywheel is customer understanding. This is critical to consistently deliver value to your customers. Once you have understanding, you're able to engage your customers in an authentic, contextually meaningful way, which builds trust and helps deliver on customers' expectations, which in turn generates more demand for your products and services. Of course, I've mentioned the CX and business outcomes that Customer 360 delivers. However, there are material benefits of Customer 360 to creating operational cost efficiencies, not to mention innovation in how you serve customers and understand your business by having the ability to make data-driven decisions. The opportunity ahead of you as the champions of customer experience in all of its forms is to no longer rely on third parties to provide you with the means to be relevant in your communications. This is much bigger than a conversation on targeted advertising or relevance in communications, but creates infinite possibilities that arise when you understand your customer through the collection, storage, organization, the processing, discernment of insight, and actioning of first-party data. There is an overwhelming amount of first-party data that an organization collects through customer and operational touchpoints. While this data is captured, in the majority of instances, it is not analyzed or actioned. If you were to gain more value from your internal data, the first step is to take stock of the data collected from customer touchpoints and internal systems. Oftentimes, this data is siloed in different applications across your organization. The majority of customers I work with are data-driven. However, they are not data-enabled. Historically, they have been hindered by a lack of access to data sources. Gaining more value from your existing internal customer data is about identifying what first-party data sources are available and where that data is stored. So, what are some of these touchpoints? Call centers. What a rich source of customer sentiment. Point of sale systems and e-commerce. Inventory. Supply chain information, just to name a few. Now that your organization has developed a common understanding of your first-party data sources and where that data is located, you can enter the next phase of your data journey, becoming data sovereign. In this phase, you design data-driven business use cases. Let's touch on a few marketing ones. The ability to segment your customers to a level of granularity previously not possible based off their behaviors and actions will deliver highly personalized contextual engagement initiatives. Instead of being reliant on external data sources, your business and marketing strategies will be data-driven with accurate forecast on demand by segment, geography, as well as an understanding of return on investment. Now that you have data-driven insights, lifecycle customer strategies, you can utilize machine learning models to enable marketing automation. You may also choose to further enrich your own data with second-party data via partnerships, or you can use the AWS Data Exchange API to load data directly into your AWS data lake and then match it with first-party data customer touchpoints previously mentioned. You are now communicating contextually to your customer needs, removing friction from their interactions with you and serving them wherever they choose to interact with you. Let's take it a step further and look at whole of business transformation. AWS has numerous examples of customers executing data-driven projects that are delivering results across their entire value chain. For example, creating real-time inventory awareness, revenue reporting by product, location, and across consumer segments, cognitive staff rostering based on peak periods like sporting events, public holidays, and the ability to immediately attribute and report on the effectiveness of marketing and promotional activity. An AWS customer that has put their unified data platform to great use is Petco Health and Wellness Company. Petco have more than 1,500 locations across the USA, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. Their ambition is to make it as frictionless as possible for pet parents to conveniently and quickly receive all of their pet essentials. That ambition and the unification of their first-party data resulted in a new service for their customers, Pick Up at Curb. It wonderfully demonstrates the value that can be provided to customers through the creation of a new service. The Petco customer places their order through the Petco app or at petco.com. Petco will notify the customer when their order is ready. Then, when the customer arrives at the Petco location, a Petco associate will bring the order right to their vehicle. Pick up at curb is a repeatable pattern and readily available in Australia and New Zealand. Please contact myself or your dedicated AWS account manager if you would like a demonstration or to learn more about this service. Hopefully, I've established the benefits of creating your own in-house data platform and the macro environmental factors that are accelerating the need to create a first-party data strategy. As Andy Jassy aptly puts it, you can't fight gravity. Our relationship to data, and particularly third-party data, is changing. As a result, we need to ensure that you're not reliant on external and indirect data sources. The opportunity in front of us is to create a data platform that serves as an analytics engine, supplies data that integrates with and fuels your digital experience technology, such as a customer data platform, customer relationship management system, in addition to being your business intelligence engine. I'm pleased to share that AWS customers and partners continue to build capabilities and services to support you in your first-party data platform journey. The potential growth of streaming media continues to transform data science in advertising and marketing, with customers such as Publicis, Freewheel, TripleLift, and AppsFlyer inventing new technologies to create audience segments, forecast inventory, predict attribution, and identify contextual signals that improve ad relevance and marketing effectiveness. The successful creation of a first-party data platform requires harmonizing your business objectives and technology requirements. Let's discuss some of the steps and activities for business and IT teams to get you started. First, you need an inventory of your in-house first-party data sources. For example, these can be records in a CRM, a contact center, e-commerce, or point-of-sale transaction data, as well as website analytics. The reason you must unify and consolidate this data first is so that you can see all of the information regarding a single customer stored in a central location that can be understood across your entire organization. Then you can begin to design optimal lifecycle customer journeys. Journeys may incorporate different customer segments, phases in a specific journey, such as pre-purchase, post-purchase, purchase advocacy, or repeat purchase. You don't need to map infinite journeys and integrate 100 different APIs or data feeds initially. AWS would advocate building an MVP, prove value to your organization, then iterate and scale. Let's talk about organizational requirements. What do business users require? What data sources are available? What systems are you integrating with, such as CDPs, customer-facing communication channels? Technology. Integration between internal systems, security considerations, privacy compliance, and what user controls need to be in place. The deliverable from the preceding activities is a modern data architecture design. A modern data architecture enables you to store any amount of data at low cost and in open standards-based data formats. It lets you break down data silos, empower your teams to run analytics or machine learning using their preferred tool or technique, and manage who has access to data with the proper security and data governance controls. This is where you design the connection between your cloud-hosted data layer and your digital experience platforms, such as your CDP, CRM, and websites. It's often not top of mind. However, your ability to extract value from these digital experience platforms is contingent on their access to data. So why should you build your data platform on AWS? We have zero licensing costs, which means no lock-in contracts, and you only pay for what you consume. AWS serverless computing removes the need for server management, reducing operational overhead for your organization. API-driven services and built-in service integrations means you can integrate with your existing technology ecosystem, connecting your cloud infrastructure and data with your customer-facing digital experience ecosystem. AWS provides you with flexibility that makes experimentation possible before you iterate and scale. And AWS offers the broadest and deepest set of machine learning services so you can action your data for your innovation and business transformation goals. I'd like to share a customer who is using their data to deliver better customer experiences and delivering business results. Officeworks. the powerhouse Australian office supplies store, recognised that personalising communications with customers through the use of data analytics is critical to achieving higher levels of engagement. However, they face some common barriers that customers face in harnessing their first-party data. They had disparate data sources, too many versions of master data, different levels of maturity and readiness across their business. Officeworks realised that they lacked the ability to progress their CX objectives with their existing tools. To address these barriers to delivering data-driven marketing, they commenced a journey of customer identification. They audited their web analytics, point of sale, CRM, product and payments data. Importantly, this enabled them to increase the percentage of transactions linked to known customers. Having taken stock of their first-party data sources, Officeworks engaged Deloitte to build a cloud-based product recommendation platform, leveraging Amazon SageMaker, a fully managed service that helps data scientists and developers to prepare, build, train and deploy high-quality machine learning models by bringing together a broad set of capabilities purpose-built for machine learning. The platform leverages Amazon SageMaker to analyze data, such as previous purchasing history, product preferences, product characteristics, and then provides relevant recommendations to customers when they shop online. Developing a better capability to identify customers and using data-generated insights has produced tangible benefits for Officeworks. Personalising their customer journey has resulted in a 70% improvement in email open rates, a 20% increase in online conversion rates, and a 20% increase in online revenue in the last 12 months. Let's now talk about getting started. For the business and marketing practitioners in the audience who would like to better understand your customer's identity, you must first document an understanding of the channels you are communicating and collecting first-party data sources from. Design your optimal customer journey. This will help you align the data sources with the corresponding customer touchpoint. Evaluate the value of your proposed journey or project by the estimated impact to your organisation if successful. Basically, develop an ROI, working backwards from what you would like to achieve and identify what you need to execute. What resources, partner selection, and funding do you require? You will now have your business case and the data platform requirements. For IT and data teams, locating and understanding the environments of where your first-party data is being stored, aligning to the customer experience channel audit completed by your business colleagues. What's the required data to bring the CX journey to life? What are the integration points and reporting requirements to provide real-time intelligence? You will now have your business case and technology and data requirements required to proceed to a proof of value. I'm pleased to share that AWS has the tools and services to enable your teams to harness your data. Spend less time on data engineering and more time on data science with the broadest and deepest cloud capabilities for analytics and machine learning. With AWS, you can reduce heavy lifting and invent faster in areas such as federated ad measurement, audience segmentation, propensity scoring, identity resolution, identity enrichment, tokenization, contextual segmentation, inventory forecasting, dynamic creative optimization, and predictive attribution. Invent new products and services that serve your customers, drive incremental business growth, and differentiate yourself from your competitors with the world's broadest and deepest set of machine learning services. Analyze the performance of your marketing activity, supply chain, customer service, and profitability in real time with instant, granular, and high-performance data access across your entire business. Enrich audience data with your preferred data providers via the AWS Data Exchange, which makes it easy to find, subscribe to, and use third-party data in the cloud. To continue your cloud journey, please use these training resources by scanning one or both of the QR codes on the screen to get started with your cloud skills training and certification. Thank you so much for your time today. Have a wonderful AWS Summit. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions or would like to discuss your data-fueled customer experience, please don't hesitate to email myself or get in touch with your dedicated AWS account team. And please feel free to connect via socials. Finally, we really value your feedback to help us improve our sessions, so please share your 5-star rating via the pop-up on screen.